There aren't usually a lot of new things in my Filofax because I stick with the same setup pretty much. Although recently I had gone to the month on 2 pages vertical format, and I found that I wasn't using the year on a page, and I also missed an appointment with a doctor. So I thought about it and went back to the week on 2 pages, and it works for me, and I think I know why it works for me. The week on 2 pages is something that I used in my Malden. I started using in my Malden, and what I did on the Malden was if I had an appointment, I put a tab coming out the top so I could always see what was coming up in the near future. I already have a decent amount of top tabs here, so I didn't want to do it there, but what I did is I used the translucent sticky tabs. I like these because they're not that intrusive. You can actually see through them, so it doesn't really matter. You know, they don't have to be lined up exactly because what you write on them is sort of visual. And so as I put in a future appointment, I put in a tab that just has the date. So I'm not putting specifically what the appointment is, but I can see that things are coming up. And that was a huge help for me in not missing appointments. I also ordered I ordered the week on 2 pages. I had initially done it because when I had taken out the other set, I lost them, but this gave me a chance to try the lined version, and I really like the lined version. The 2013 set I lost was actually the week on 1 page with a note page on this side. So I've never really had the week on 2 pages in personal, but I like it. I like it a lot. Now I know some people don't like the weekends like this, and I can see it, especially the little calendar here on the Sunday, because that even takes up more room. But most of my notes are written on daily pages. So, and I'm using 2 of them now, two whole pages per day, even on days that are light. So for me, I really need appointments that are set in stone in here, and also things that I need to transfer to my year on a page, which are things like when I have to make my dog's another appointment, when they had their teeth cleaned last or their nails done, you know, when they started. Now Ginger just started. I don't even know if you can see her little face is right there. Ginger just started a new medicine because she has, well, it goes by a lot of names, but it's kind of called doggy dementia, canine cognitive dysfunction. It's, you know, she's 20, and it's and actually the med she's on is an Alzheimer's med. So I want to see how she does with it, and I want to note when she starts it if she has any problems with it. And those kind of things and trends are easier to see on the year on one big fold out page. So I use that for things. I use this to write those kind of things in, to be transferred later, and also to keep track of my appointments. I'm keeping my daily pages in between each week, and that really is what works for me. Now, a couple other things I wanted to mention. I started trying something new. I lost a lot of really good coupons lately because I just randomly stuck them in a pocket. Well, this light isn't very good. Okay. And they expired before I could use them. So I've started using, and I blogged about this yesterday, I believe. These are called rare earth magnets. For their size, they are very strong. And I have one on the back of this pocket, and I have one on the front of the coupons. And that's a really good solution for me. Now, I did it on a fly leaf also, and they stayed. But until I'm convinced I have the right magnet for this, I'm going to keep them in a pocket to make sure I don't lose them. But so far, so good, really. It's kind of like you're able to make, with these kind of magnets, it's kind of like you're able to make an actual like magnetic bulletin board out of a fly leaf, because these are strong like crazy. Now this is working out really good too. It's motivation for me to get little tasks done that I put off, and when I do, I transfer $1 into this spend it later envelope. And I got some new things. I've kind of done a swap with a bunch of people. And I don't know how to say her name. I'm going to guess carina-maya. I'm not really sure. But I love these. And I have another one that she sent me here. Aren't they adorable? So all of this is very much, you know, as it was. I keep receipts I need in here, and still using my pencils. I love these. These are a really good solution for highlighting on Filofax paper. Terrific. I'm really glad I found it. And the other thing that I noticed was these Pilot juice pens. I got a couple of them, and I used a gray one. I like my gray one a lot. But I got a couple of pastel ones. I got this pastel green one, which is really too light for, you know, writing. But it makes a really good highlighter. I mean, you have to scribble a little bit over it. But it's another really good option for a dry highlighter. It does not come through the back. And it's a really nice color. It's not too fluorescent. Looks great. So another option as a dry highlighter would be these Pilot gel pens. Now, not all gel pens are dry. Some of them are go through on their own, and they're pretty wet. But this one is another good option as a highlighter. I know a lot of people track things, water, exercise, things like that. And so I've been tracking water. And really all I did was draw a line here and a line here, and use the already existing lines to list the 19 glasses of water I want to drink a day. And I think I'm being a little optimistic about it. Some days I do better than others. Yeah, this is the pastel, green pastel Pilot, and it works out really good. But I try not to get stuck in what the titles of these slots are. I try to look at the overall layout, and while I don't need a time, appointments, priority to do, and don't forget section, I do need roughly this size of sections. And what I normally do is write, well, it depends. Something that I want to do today, like today was the blog post, it may be getting ready for a vacation, you know, it may be something else I have to do. I use this part as a food journal normally, and in these lines down here I write down any meds or vitamins I took. And now I'm making my own little section here for water. In this little section I normally put groceries or things I need to buy today, and the other thing is I really liked when I was using the date stamp across this way, because when I'm looking for a day I'm sort of leafing through it like this, and it really helps me if the dates are vertically along the side. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was the recipes. I would say keeping recipes in an A5 is much easier than keeping them in a personal. I'm really looking for ideas about how people keep their recipes, because I'm not sure this is going to be ideal, but this is what I'm doing now. I don't have a whole recipe section. I'm just keeping them under R in the A to Z tabs. And what I did is I printed them out in like recipe card format, like a 3x5, and you know, they are usually in 2 or 3 or 4 sections because of the size, but I just stuck them together so that they're always upright, you know what I mean, so this one isn't flipped over when I turn it, and used tape to bind the edges and stick it to the individual page. And it's certainly easier with a shorter recipe. The eclair cake is a much longer recipe and took 4 sides. So I think it's a little cumbersome actually, but it certainly is an option for keeping recipes in a smaller sized Filofax. In my A5, they pretty much fit 1 or more on a page, and I used the it's basically the packing material that comes with your size inserts, plastic, and it has a little flap that folds over and sticks, and you can just put the recipe in here, and when you want to cook with it you can take it out and bring it to the kitchen, and you won't get any spills on it because it's covered in plastic. But this is what I've got right now, and if anybody has a better idea, I am certainly open to that. So I think that's it for today. Really filling this 30mm binder up. I'll tell you, oh, there's one more thing. A lot of pens don't fit in a pen loop, not as much because of the size of the pen, but because there's this comfort grip here, and it produces a lot of drag. I actually, on another one, I actually took a straight edge razor and cut this whole thing off. You know, it's meant to help with muscle fatigue when you're writing a lot, but even though I write a lot in my Filofax, it's kind of in short amounts of writing. I'm not going to get muscle fatigue. So it's sort of one of those don't try this at home things, because I'm not you know, I'm not sure how your pen will react to it. It's not going to look the same. But if you have a pen you really like my gray one of these, and you want to carry it in a Filofax, you can certainly try removing the comfort grip, and you may get it in. I was not able to get these in the elastic loop, which was just ridiculous. It didn't make any sense. Elastic stretches, and it was really the snagging of this on the elastic that made it not go through. Once I took the elastic off, right? Once I took this comfort strip off, which was not easy, but it took a while, I was able to fit it in the elastic. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Sometimes it's not strictly the size of the pen, but this stuff that makes it not go through the pen loops. And I guess that's it. And Ventura is sleeping. Right, puppy? He's resting up for the thunderstorm later. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found something helpful. See you soon.